Welcome back to the deep dive. If you're tuning in, you're definitely looking to get past the headlines and really dig into the details. Today, we are taking a serious deep dive, a real analytical look into a pretty hefty piece of communication. It's the 100-minute encouragement message about the rollout of ONPASSIVE's new referral link system. And they've specifically branded this whole thing, the hashtag #VictoryWithAsh movement.
That's right. And, this isn't some dry press release we're looking at. Not at all. The material itself, it feels less like a technical spec sheet and, well, much more like
Israel's?
a kind of transformational manifesto, maybe even philosophical. And it's delivered directly to a very specific group. We need to be clear about who that is right up front. We're talking to the founders and the visionaries. These are the early supporters, the initial backers, the core group invested in this ONPASSIVE ecosystem of AI and automated tools.
Okay, so our job today, our mission, it's complex, but I think pretty clear. We need to unpack everything claimed in this message, all of it. That means the functional promises, what this thing is supposed to do, the financial model they've laid out, and critically, the really big philosophical ideas behind it, the aspirational stuff, all coming from Ash Mufareh, who's presented as the architect, the leader of this whole thing. And the narrative really frames this not just as some update, but as the defining moment, a major transition for the entire movement.
Precisely. And what's really fascinating, just looking at it from a communication perspective, is how they take something fundamentally technical. I mean, it's a referral link, right?
Yeah.
But they elevate it into something incredibly abstract, highly motivational. So the big question, the one we need to keep circling back to in this deep dive, is this. What exactly are these new links promising? Functionally, yes, but also aspirationally. And why on earth are they calling them keys to destiny? I mean, that's quite a label.
Keys to destiny.
Yeah, that's definitely not your usual tech jargon, is it? And an unprecedented level of, well, hyperbole for network infrastructure. Okay, let's start unpacking the architecture itself. Section 1. The links defined, how are they actually introduced? Right, you just have to start with the language. The rhetoric is intense. This rollout isn't presented gently. They call it a digital sunrise. Straight away, you get this image of a new beginning, right? A bright new era after maybe a long wait or preparation. Then they're labeled keys to destiny, as we said. Also a sign of progress, and maybe most strongly, a symbol of the revolution.
Exactly. And you can see the strategy there, can't you? The rhetoric is working hard to kind of delegitimize the past waiting period and validate this future moment. All at once. The specific claim woven through all this drama is that these links, these specific links, are the actual mechanism bridging the past, the waiting, the present, this rollout moment, and what they call the boundless future, which means success. So this framing makes the link absolutely essential. It's the vehicle carrying the whole company narrative forward. It's like they're defining their identity through this forward motion. And the links become the symbol of that. The transition from waiting to winning. That speaks directly to the founders, doesn't it? Validates their patience, their faith over time. It must be a kind of psychological anchor for them. And it's also framed as a shift from potential to performance, and crucially, from vision to verified success.
It really sounds like the message is trying to say, okay, this is it. This is the concrete, measurable payoff for all those years of anticipation.
That validation is absolutely key. But, okay, let's move beyond the poetry for a second and look at the functional claims. What are these links supposed to do? The source insists they're designed with precision, security, and intelligence. So these aren't just generic URLs, not passive things. We're told they carry the heartbeat of ONPASSIVE's ecosystem. That suggests they're deeply connected to the core operations, the AI, the whole platform logic. Okay, intelligence. What could that actually mean, functionally? When they promise precision, security, and intelligence, they must be hinting at something more than just a standard affiliate tool, right? What makes them intelligent?
Well, we can infer a few layers based on the overall commitment to automation they talk about. First, precision. That likely means really accurate tracking and attribution, which is absolutely essential if you've got a complex reward system tied to it. No arguments about who gets credit. Second, security. That probably implies some sophisticated tech to prevent fraud, link farming, manipulation, maybe something blockchain-like, though they don't explicitly say that, protecting the community's earnings. But intelligence, yeah, that's the most intriguing claim. It suggests these links might be dynamic, maybe using AI to optimize, like changing the landing page based on where the click comes from or the time of day, or tailoring the experience based on the referrer or what the system thinks the new person might be interested in.
Wow, okay. That would be a significant step up operationally, a lot more complex than just a static link. And you said these links carry the core principles. centered around fairness, automation, and empowerment.
Hmm.
So it's like an ethical mandate supposedly baked right into the code itself,
Yeah.
assuming the claims hold up.
Exactly. And that ethical claim connects directly to how they're redefining the user's role. With this new system, every founder isn't just an early supporter anymore. They get a new title, digital ambassador. Now, that's a really significant shift in their relationship with ONPASSIVE. It changes their identity from maybe a passive investor to an active official representative.
Digital ambassador, yeah, that definitely elevates sharing the link.
Yeah.
It's not just casual marketing anymore. It's like an official duty. And the message really hammers this home. It says every referral is a new opportunity, and every click is defined as a verifiable step toward victory.
You see the strategy. It pushes brand accountability right down to the individual user. The goal seems to be encouraging founders to connect faster, share more easily, grow smarter, but all within this supposedly refined, intelligent system that makes it easier. So the link itself becomes the streamlined tool, the key, if you will, for both personal growth and growing the whole community.
Okay, so if Section 1 covered the mechanics, the tech, and the big rhetoric around the launch, let's shift gears now. Let's look at the emotional side of things. The message spends a lot of time talking about what they call a revolution in connectivity. They insist the connections made through these links aren't just technical. They're described as, quote, emotional and purposeful. What's that about?
Well, this emotional layer seems really important to differentiate it from standard affiliate marketing, right? The message is actively building this narrative where the main goal isn't just signing people up to make money, it's about uniting the community. The system, they claim, is designed so that each founder becomes a catalyst for growth, but for other people, not just themselves.
So peeling back the layers, the aspiration here is incredibly high. The source actually says the links don't just recruit numbers. They're meant to recruit hope, inspire courage, and transfer belief. That completely changes the mindset you'd need when sharing the link, doesn't it? You're not just sending a code. You're supposed to be transferring a piece of the core ideology, the belief system of the whole movement.
And the claimed outcome, it's huge. This system isn't just building a user base, it aims to build relationships, build trust, build shared prosperity. According to the source, this shared prosperity is supposed to literally transform every household that joins into a center of abundance. I mean, that's massive hyperbole. It elevates joining a platform to a profound life event. And they justify it by saying the links are infused with this mission to lift humanity, all guided by Ash Mufareh.
Okay, I have to pause you there. Linking a referral system directly to creating centers of abundance in every joining household, that's a gigantic leap. How does the source material even attempt to justify that functionally? Where's the mechanism?
It tries to bridge that gap with two key integrated parts: education and community structure. First, and this is crucial for bringing the functionality back in, is the learning gateway. These links aren't just for signups, they are intrinsically tied to a mandatory training component. It's designed to equip new users right away.
Okay, now that gets really interesting from an onboarding perspective. So the links act as a gateway to education.
Yeah.
Yes. But what kind of resources are we talking about? Is it just a basic FAQ or something more substantial, like a full curriculum?
Much more substantial based on the description. We're talking about a comprehensive curriculum, apparently built on AI. New users coming through these links get sent immediately to specific learning resources. That includes mandatory training modules, detailed onboarding videos, and importantly, AI-guided learning paths. The claim is pretty bold. The AI assesses the new person, their background, learning style, maybe their goals, and then customizes the lessons, the sequence, to make sure they actually learn and can apply it.
Wow, okay. And the promise tied to this embedded training, it seems aimed squarely at solving a big problem in these kinds of large digital networks, people getting confused and just giving up. The message guarantees, these are strong words, no one is left behind, no one is confused, and crucially, no one is left guessing. That level of hand-holding, of committed support, that's pretty unusual for just a referral program, isn't it?
It's a massive structural promise, a huge commitment. The platform explicitly says it will walk with users step by step, click by click, until they are fully confident, independent, and financially equipped. So the goal is independence, but it's independence achieved through guided, structured learning that the ecosystem itself provides. The referral link stops being just an entry point. It basically becomes an enrollment tool for a mandatory guided mentorship system.
Right, and that connects directly to the next point, how the links function as a community bridge.
Okay.
By making mentorship mandatory and providing these clear learning paths, the system is supposedly designed to foster unity instead of competition among the founders.
Absolutely. That seems to be the core idea. They literally describe each shared link as a handshake between the established members and the newcomers. And it's meant to convey a very specific message, a non-competitive one. You are welcome, you belong, you are part of the future. The emphasis is clearly on belonging, on community, trying to head off the internal rivalry you often see in affiliate or MLM-type structures. The source insists this is about empowerment, not exploitation. It's about expanding the ONPASSIVE family globally through shared, guided growth. Where the veteran founders actually benefit from the growth, they personally help facilitate and mentor.
Okay, so this whole structure, the connectivity, the education, the community, it really sets the stage for the core promise, doesn't it? The money. Let's pivot now to Section 3, monetization. The message here focuses on establishing sustainable, automated income, and it's derived specifically from referral rewards generated by these #VictoryWithAsh links.
Right. And the mechanism is wrapped in that narrative of purpose we talked about. Sharing the link isn't just framed as recruiting someone, it's framed as helping them transform their life. This kind of narrative elevation tries to justify the financial rewards. It positions them as fair compensation for those ambassador and mentorship duties we just discussed.
That's the framing, the story they're telling. But let's get practical. How is the money actually generated? The source says earnings come not just from a one-off sign-up, but from 3 distinct ongoing actions. We should probably break these down. They list every successful registration, every new activation, and every product usage. What's the difference?
Yeah, the distinction there is pretty key. Registration sounds like the initial entry. Someone signs up. That probably triggers a smaller immediate reward for the person who referred them. Activation sounds like the next step. The new member commits maybe to a paid service or buys an essential product. That likely triggers a bigger reward. But the part that promises sustainability, the long-term income, is every product usage. This implies the referrer gets a small piece, maybe a tiny fraction, but ongoing rewards every single time the person they referred uses any paid tool within the entire ONPASSIVE ecosystem.
Okay, so that suggests a revenue stream that could, theoretically at least, continue for the whole time that referred member stays active and uses products. The source calls this complex setup a ripple effect of earnings. But how do they claim this ripple effect is managed? How do they guarantee it's fair, especially if it gets complicated?
Right. This is where that commitment to automation becomes absolutely critical again. The source promises this ripple effect. These rewards are managed in a way that's fair, transparent, and automated through the O-Wallet system. This automation, according to the message, is the key guarantor. It ensures transparency and fairness by removing human intervention or discretion. The O-Wallet is presented as this intelligent, algorithmic system. It's supposedly designed to instantly track, verify, and distribute all these microtransactions, potentially across multiple referral tiers, making sure the attribution is precise for every single product use.
That is, well, that's a staggering commitment to infrastructure. For an O-Wallet to be genuinely transparent and automated like that, it would need to handle a massive volume of complex ongoing calculations without any errors, and not just calculate the reward, but report it instantly to the user too.
Exactly. And the source material spends a lot of time emphasizing this automation. It's the foundation for their big claim, financial liberation at your fingertips. If the system worked exactly as promised, it would eliminate the usual delays and confusion you get with complex multi-level referral payouts. The rewards would create this passive income stream that's instantly traceable, instantly verifiable. And that's supposedly what represents this new wave of digital entrepreneurship where the technology handles all the messy bookkeeping and distribution for you.
But that level of ambition, especially claiming financial liberation, it demands a rock-solid ethical foundation, doesn't it? Otherwise, people just won't trust it. And the message does lean heavily on integrity. It traces the whole ethical philosophy back to Ash Mufari's personal principle. Do it right or don't do it at all.
Yeah, that principle is positioned as the absolute standard for how the entire system was built. Especially important given the potential for abuse in big referral structures, right? So what does doing it right mean for the architecture? Well, the system is explicitly built on integrity, fairness, and automation, those 3 pillars again. And the promise to the founders is very explicit. Every single person gets what they deserve, no exceptions, without manipulation or favoritism.
That's a huge operational promise. It directly addresses the skepticism that often surrounds multi-level financial systems. They're essentially pledging that the code itself is incorruptible.
It's basically a guarantee of structural equity. That's the message. It ensures the whole environment is framed as a level playing field, a place where effort meets opportunity and where honesty meets reward. The explicit goal is to make sure success depends only on your effort and the system's integrity. It shouldn't matter where you are, who you know, or how big your network is starting out. The integrity of this automated system, the O-wallet, is promised as the bedrock, the sole foundation for everyone's financial success. If the link is the key to destiny, then the O-wallet is positioned as the key to a transparent destiny.
Okay, so we've gone from personal finance, this idea of liberation, now we need to zoom out again. Section 4 moves to the truly grand scale of the vision, the scope claimed for this #VictoryWithAsh movement. It goes way beyond individual earnings or just digital markets. We're really talking about a vision for global transformation here.
Oh, the rhetoric absolutely hits monumental levels here. The intention is unmistakable. The system is meant to reach villages, cities, and nations all over the world. And the whole effort is framed in these almost spiritual or at least societal terms. It's not just a tech upgrade. They call it a global awakening. That phrasing suggests the underlying technology is just the tool, the vehicle, for driving widespread, deliberate social and economic change.
That's a massive claim. A global awakening driven by referral links. Does the source material offer anything concrete to back that up? Any specific ways this technology is supposed to impact society beyond just general feel-good statements?
It does, actually. It makes some highly targeted claims about who this will help. The source lists specific groups and activities that the movement, through these links, will supposedly empower. It's not just abstract hope. The claims are specific. The list includes empowering educators, supporting small business owners,
Right.
helping the jobless find purpose.
Okay, let's break that down a bit. How does a referral link system specifically empower, say, an educator or a small business owner? What's the connection?
Well, according to the source, the financial reward structure itself is designed to channel resources directly into those specific areas, those sectors that are often marginalized or struggling for cash. For educators, the idea seems to be that the residual income they could generate through referrals might help plug classroom funding gaps or supplement their own salaries. It offers a parallel income stream that could support their main mission. For small business owners, the referral rewards are positioned as a form of immediate non-debt capital. Money they could use, the document claims, for operations, for marketing, maybe for expansion. It aims to transform them from just being customers of ONPASSIVE tools into active participants who are also benefiting financially from the ecosystem's growth.
Right. So every link shared isn't just a potential sale for the individual founder. It's explicitly positioned as a micro contribution towards solving broader social and economic problems faced by teachers, by entrepreneurs. The ultimate goal being to create a ripple of wealth across generations. That suggests a really long-term economic effect designed to maybe break poverty cycles through this kind of distributed digital entrepreneurship.
Precisely. And that leads us straight to the ultimate vision, which, to justify this level of rhetoric, has to go beyond just corporate success or making money. Every link shared, every account activated, they claim, contributes to building a digital ecosystem that uplifts humanity. It connects every tiny action by an individual founder directly to this massive collective humanitarian purpose.
That's about the highest possible claim you could make for a referral link system, isn't it?
Yeah.
The argument is essentially that the core mission is altruistic, not primarily commercial.
It is. And Ash Mufarah's vision is presented as absolutely central to believing this. His legacy, according to the message, is framed as building something that outlives us all. And it's focused specifically on compassion, on using AI ethically, and using automation for the masses. This defines the core mission as creating a lasting, human-centered impact, using the cutting-edge tech, the AI, the automation, not just for profit, but to achieve these profound humanitarian goals. The message is pretty clear. The company's success is just the necessary foundation. The real goal, the legacy, is uplifting humanity.
Okay, so we've covered the tech, the money model, this huge global vision. Now the message takes a really sharp turn, right? It pivots directly into giving very specific instructions to the founders. This is the call to professionalism. It's basically a mandate for how they need to act once the links are actually released.
Yeah, this section is really crucial. It sets the cultural tone for the deployment phase. What happens now? Founders are explicitly asked to show certain behaviors: unity, professionalism, and passion. It's an expectation set right at the launch moment, clearly defining the community culture moving forward. And it really emphasizes that ambassador role we talked about earlier. They have to represent the brand properly.
And the action steps they give are super clear. Very proactive. It really paints the founder as a mentor, not just someone trying to get signups. They're told, share the link with purpose. Okay. Then guide your new members. Then inspire them with your story. And finally, help them navigate the system.
That emphasis on mentorship, it fundamentally changes the job description, doesn't it?
Yeah.
By guiding new people, by inspiring them with their own personal story, a testament to their own journey, their patience, their belief. The founders are actively building that community bridge we discussed. It really reinforces the idea that the founder's work doesn't stop when someone clicks the link. In fact, it actively begins with that click. It continues through the whole onboarding and training process.
And the message gives them a kind of mantra for achieving this huge goal, a unifying phrase. The method for building this feature is laid out very simply. One link at a time, one dream at a time, one victory at a time. It emphasizes this measured, focused, step-by-step approach, which is interesting because it contrasts sharply with the absolutely massive scale of the overall vision they just painted.
And then finally, the message really taps into the founders' emotions. It leverages the power of their shared history, their journey together. They're consistently cloned pioneers. They're told they're transforming from followers to leaders, from dreamers to achievers. I mean, that's a profound psychological reward right there, isn't it?
Yeah, that psychological payoff seems essential for giving context to the whole community. The rollout is deliberately framed as the culmination of everything they've been through, all the past difficulties, the delays. The message directly acknowledges it. Every challenge we faced, every delay we endured, and every test we overcame has been leading us here to this moment of triumph.
That's the ultimate validation, right? It takes all that past frustration, all that waiting, and reframes it. Turns it into justification for the present victory. It essentially tells the founders, your patience wasn't a waste, it was a strategic necessity. And now is the payoff. The spirit of victory is the absolute closing note. It unifies the base with this loud, clear declaration, ready for the launch. We are founders, we are unified, we are victorious with Ash Mufareh.
It's a powerful declaration. Collective identity, collective triumph. And it seals that connection between this specific tech rollout and the leader's overarching vision.
Exactly. And the conclusion just wraps it all up, summarizing the mandate. Together, we will redefine success, reshape the digital world, and restore hope in countless lives. The very last sentence hammers it home. This launch is not the end. It is the beautiful beginning of an unstoppable victory. It firmly establishes this link rollout as the definitive starting line, the launchpad for making the full ONPASSIVE vision a reality. Hashtag tag outro in this trace.
Wow. Okay, so we've really charted the full landscape of that 100-minute encouragement message.
Yeah.
Quite a journey. We've looked at how the hashtag VictoryWithAsh system links are defined not just by their supposed technical precision and intelligence, but also by their role as this integrated educational gateway, as an automated financial system through the O-Wallet, and as this vehicle for huge global and ethical goals, supposedly aimed at helping sectors like education and small businesses.
Yeah, if you connect all those dots, the bigger picture that emerges from the message is really consistent. It constantly reiterates the sheer scope of the vision. A system built on integrity, built on automation, designed to be a structurally level playing field, and ultimately intending to redefine what success even means, and aspirationally restore hope on a global scale. The referral link, that core piece of tech, is deliberately loaded with meaning. It's designed to be the physical, traceable symbol of that entire incredibly high-stakes vision.
It's definitely clear that within this ONPASSIVE ecosystem, the referral link is meant to be far, far more than just a marketing tool for transactions. It's positioned as the actual mechanism for acclaimed restructuring of society and finance.
Absolutely. We've basically explored a system where a referral link acts not just for simple transactional recruitment, but as this comprehensive instrument for mandatory education, complex automated financial management, intensive community building, and explicit social uplift. Which brings us to a critical question for you, the listener, as you encounter other digital platforms and opportunities out there. How does integrating extensive, maybe AI-guided training and making these very public, explicit ethical pledges, how does that fundamentally change the game? How does it alter the dynamic, or at least the perceived integrity, of digital entrepreneurship compared to just simple, unguided recruitment focused purely on the transaction? It's certainly a challenge to the standard way things are often done. And the source material insists that this level of integrated commitment, well, it insists it's the only way forward. Something to think about.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're really digging into something quite significant. We've got a whole set of materials here detailing this global movement led by CEO Ash Mufareh. We're looking at documents about the ONPASSIVE revolution, as they call it, and all the energy around that hashtag VictoryWithAsh. So our mission today is pretty specific. These documents, they're full of big claims,